I just made green juice. Filled up this entire bowl, and it made 3 mason jars and a cup, and whatever's left in there, which I'll just add to my cup. Whew. I was sick this weekend, so I just didn't have energy to make this green juice, which I've been needing to make all weekend. And finally, I'm feeling good today and had some energy to do some gardening and green juice. And it's 11:48 p.m. Just finished the green juice. I'm going to sit outside on the patio and enjoy my green juice. It's really good. I usually don't like it fresh, but I did add a lot of sweetness to it just to get me back on track with the green juice. So what I added was pineapple. I had some green grapes, green apples. This bowl was full of kale, 6 ribs of celery, and I'm talking big stalks of celery. What else? 2 cucumbers, English cucumbers, the big long ones, and a whole big thing of ginger. Like it was probably 1 inch by 5 inches. And what else? I added 4 lemons, and I had 2 oranges that were shriveling up, so I added those 2 oranges, and I had 2 little tiny little cutie oranges, so I added those also. So there's lots of sweetness in this green juice, but it's delicious. So I'll be enjoying this week at work. I gotta get myself healthy again. The antibiotics that I had kind of messed me up. So, from my ear infection and all that, I'm still not over it. My voice isn't 100% back yet, and it's been a month. It's already April 2nd. So, April 2nd or 3rd? I don't know. Today is Tuesday. Probably April 3rd, I think. Anyway, green juice update. It's delicious. You should make some. I just made a homemade egg drop soup. Look at that. It's actually really good. And it takes very few ingredients. Chicken stock, green onion, you put the white part in the broth to simmer, and then eggs. That's it. And and cornstarch slurry. And you cook the broth in with the onion and let it boil. Then you put in the slurry, and then you just stream in the eggs and let it cook. And that's the end result. This is my bowl. I put some green onions in it. And I fried some wonton. I cut wonton papers into strips and fried them for the crispies. And they're really good. I made a cheesecake flan, and it just came out of the oven. So it'll cool for a couple hours on the counter. Then I'll stick it in the fridge. And then I'll cut it a few hours later. I'm going to separate it, take some to Mom in the morning. Just watered the garden, and I brought out my loofahs. They're still doing good. I think they may have some sort of fungus on the leaves from little to no airflow, I guess, being stuck in the house. These are, once the last frost date is over, which is going to be very soon, these will be ready to plant in the garden. So I'm bringing them out to harden them off today. This is a fairly shady spot in the patio, so they'll get like some morning sunlight, and then the rest will be afternoon shade. And I watered everybody this morning. Green stalk is doing good. There's lettuces up top. And the strawberries, I gave them fertilizer a couple days ago. Swiss chard, more lettuces. Creeping Jenny. I'm going to take those out and put them somewhere else later. Morning, Joe. My peas. Peas are growing. And over here too. And I got portulacas right here. They're starting to sprout. I don't see any in this one yet. Oh, I do see some. They're sprouting. Yay! So I don't have to plant any seeds. They came back from last year. Good. And these two baskets, haven't decided yet what I'm going to do with them, but I'm probably going to take the Creeping Jenny out and put it somewhere, at least the part in the center, and plant something in the middle. I have leeks, and these ones are leeks. These ones are probably Spanish. These ones are the shallots, not too many. And these ones are the yellow onions. Again, not too many. But I have some shallots planted here. All those little sprigs. And I have one fennel planted right there. And a kale that came up from last year. Anyway, I have some basil. And a few lettuces over here. And this is my pineapple plant. And this has Creeping Jenny in it. It's all gonna come back. It's already starting to come back. But I gave it some what am I trying to say? I gave it some worm compost and some fresh potting soil. So just to top it off and give it some nutrients. Anyway, this is the patio. Oh, I have some marigolds. Lots of marigolds that have sprouted in this one. And I haven't planted in any of the other ones just yet. These ones I have, I forget what they're called. There's something in there. Forget already. Some sort of flower. And this is the amaranth. There's 5 different types of amaranth seeds in here. These are just being little greenhouses to get them to grow. And that's a cabbage that's coming back from the winter. So I'm just going to leave it there, I think. Alright, just wanted to give you an update of the patio. It's kind of looking a little messy with all these plastic jugs everywhere, but I think I'm going to take that strawberry tower, this green one, to Mom's house and plant it in the garden bed. I have one garden bed where I have an idea of where I want to put these. So we'll see. I have bush beans popping up. That must be a Swiss chard. I don't know. Looks like one. But I've got bush beans popping up, which is exciting. There's a little flower for the strawberry. Some more bush beans in there. There's some on the other side too. And more in this pocket. I planted 4 bush beans in each pocket. And anyway, I'm getting excited because I'm seeing them pop up now. They're sprouting. These lettuces are looking good. Strawberries are doing good too. We've got little babies. There's a little baby strawberry. And these ones are just looking so healthy. Those ones are so puny. So I'm going to take them to the garden at Mom's house. We've got some nice looking kale here. Beautiful kale leaves. And some more lettuces. Swiss chard. Finally starting to grow. Some more Swiss chard. And kale. And look at those beautiful bush beans. Some more chard down there with the creeping Jenny. And bush beans there. So things are beginning. There's more strawberry flowers. Lots of Swiss chard on this side. And in this one here, I have some amaranthus. 5 different types. This one, pygmy torch, hot biscuits, coral fountain, green love lies, and red spike. All 5 types are in here, just in lines and rows. I hope they germinate because I really, really want to grow these. Oh, there's one. Can you see that? Right there. I'm gonna close. Oh, there's one right there too. Oh, cool. I opened this up yesterday to air it out because it was super wet. And today is supposed to rain. This one was super wet also. And this one is, oh man, I forget what I planted in here. Oh, Billy buttons. These are like those pineapple looking, it's just like a round bowl, a round blob, like a round lollipop looking thing, flower. It's a very hard flower and it makes a good dried flower. Anyway, I planted those in here and hopefully those will germinate. I think it takes like 3 weeks or something like that. And these are all the marigolds, 2 different varieties that I bought. They're supposed to be like the dwarf kind that doesn't get more than like 10 inches. And I brought out the peppers yesterday. Stump barking Jackson. Brought out the peppers yesterday and spritzed them. But they're still super dry. Gosh. Oh my gosh, they're so dry. Anyway, it's going to rain today, so I'm not going to water it. But I brought them out in hopes that the seeds are still down in there. Look, here's one that tried to germinate, or did, but died. But hopefully the seeds are still in here and will germinate now that they're outside. Once they become moistened by the rain. Anyways, doggies are out. I have lots of these portulacas just everywhere, all over this. Well, this little section here is kind of dry, but portulacas everywhere. And they're starting to sprout over here too in this one. So I don't have to reseed them because they reseeded over the summer. And I have some plants coming up here. I planted some of those ferns. There's one down there, one here, and what's that called again? I forget. Mom has them all over her yard. I bought a few of them and now I forget what they're called, but it's starting to sprout. So I brought out my Golden California Wonder that I overwintered. It's got some little baby leaves here, and thought I saw some. Oh, there's some here also starting to grow. Anyway, this one will begin to bloom. I think they're right here is a couple nodes that might do something. Anyway, it's going to start growing by leaps and bounds now that it's outside in the sunlight. Come on this way, babies. I have leeks there. I don't know how well they're going to do because they're in a predominantly shady spot. Stop it. Don't you bark at people. Yeah, pretty shady spot there. It gets morning sunlight, but very little afternoon light. It's shady. It's shady in the afternoon. You stop it. Rude. He has to bark at everybody. I had some bulbs planted in this one, but I didn't take them out for the winter, so I'm sure they got all mushy and died. But moss started growing in here, and that looks like moss seeds. So I'm growing moss. Isn't that cool? Chill out, Jackie. And just look at my hens and chicks. Just look at how thick they are. Like, seriously. And look at that one. Those are the ones that look like the spider webs. They got little babies popping off like firecrackers. Anyway, there's an empty spot here. I have lots of succulent seeds. I figure I'll spread some little seeds in this area and fill it out. But I just love how full this is. Isn't it beautiful? So beautiful. Anyway, just enjoying the garden this morning. I don't want to go in to sleep my day away. I just want to stay out in the garden. Oh, looks like this one is going to seed, so I'll pluck that so that it doesn't flower. This sage smells so good. Love it. And I have some rosemary that I started from seed last year, and that's how big it is from all year. Okay, well, I'm probably boring you, so I'll let you go. I'm just admiring all my plants, that's all. Look what I just seen. The very first pepper sprout. Corbaci. It's a corbaci. This is where this pot I had corbaci peppers in last summer, and I tried to overwinter it. There's the stump, but it didn't work. Anyway, I had dried peppers in there, and I just sprinkled the seeds all over it, and that's the first sprout. Yay! And I couldn't remember what this plant was called the other day, but it's a hosta. Look at that. Looks like a variegated one. And these are just little ferns. Anyway, oh, and another little hosta right there. So, spring is springing. So, this morning it's Sunday, April 16th. I've been home from work for probably a couple hours at least now. Stopped at Mom's house and picked up her trash and laundry, and then I came home to play in the garden, patio garden. So I planted a new squash in this bucket here, 2 seeds of zucchini rampicante. It's supposed to be like this really long, wonky looking shaped zucchini. It's an Italian heirloom, and it can be eaten young as a summer squash, or you can let it grow and get hard and store it for fall and winter eating. So it's versatile, and it'll be my first year growing it. Last year I thought I grew it. I thought I started the seed, but it was a different squash that I grew. So this year is the year that we grow the zucchini rampicante. And I brought out the loofahs, and I trimmed the bottom leaves that looked like it had some sort of disease. So I gave it some airflow and brought them out, gave them a little bit of water. Look at the roots. You can see the roots growing. So I checked the weather, and I think we have a couple more days of, the next few days will be in the 50s and 60s overnight. So I had planned on taking them to Mom's house this weekend to plant them, but I don't think they're going to do well overnight. So I'm going to keep them for another week. Anyway, down here we're looking at my little leeks. And that's a kale, and it's kind of snuffing out my fennel. So I had to bring the fennel out and prop it up on the kale leaves. And this is, I just opened up my these 2 little things to give them some air, because they need some water too. They're kind of dry. Anyway, they were looking kind of foggy. Anyway, take a look at the marigolds. They're starting to get their true leaves. Super cool. And I'm keeping the peppers moist, so hopefully they will grow. And dang it if I don't see some of those little buggers, those little gnats, because I've moistened the dirt. Now they're probably eggs hatching. They won't live in dry dirt. Oh, look at what else I did this morning. I planted my Golden California Wonder that I overwintered. So that's there, and I put a couple purple potted pole beans, one there and one there, and then on this side I also planted a Chinese red noodle bean. So I'm going to have some pole beans growing over this trellis. And what else? I harvested some kale from here. The bush beans are growing bigger. I think was it yesterday or the day before? I think it was the day before yesterday. I recorded another video that showed the bush beans, that are sprouting. I planted 3, 1, 2, 3, and then one in the back pocket of the pocket on each one of these, because last year I just kept planting them because it was like 1 or 2 at a time in each pocket, and they just did not do well last year. I don't know if it's because it's so hot back here in the summer. They just didn't like that much heat. I don't know, because where it is, it's not going to get any rest. There will not be any shade, except for on this left side. The left side, it's shady on in the morning light, but in the evening light, that's when this side gets its light. So this side will be shaded, but I'm always turning it so that they get equal sunlight, that all sides of it gets equal sunlight. Anyway, I got some nasturtium seeds soaking in this bird bath, and I'm going to plant a couple of them in this pot. I was thinking about putting a couple in that pot too, but I think I might save that pot for something else. I have this pot and that one over there serving no purpose right now, so I think I'm going to start some tomato seeds in these. I'm going to start them outside, or I haven't decided really. Maybe I'll just start some flower seeds in those things, because I have my those things that I need to start tomatoes and peppers in. Well, those ones are the peppers, but that one I guess I'll start tomatoes in. Speaking of peppers, this one I don't think is a pepper. I was so excited the other day because I saw it and I thought it was a pepper, but I just pulled this one out of the ground, and it's the same exact thing. It has little red leaves. The true leaves in the center here are little red leaves, and I just pulled this one out of the dirt over there, so it can't possibly be a pepper, because I didn't have any peppers in this vicinity at all last year. So yeah, I don't think it's a pepper, but I'm gonna let it go because I pulled the other one. So experiment, and then we'll see if any of the other seeds grow from, because I spread probably an entire seed pod in this bucket, in this planter. So we'll see if any of those germinate. Anyway, I'm rambling now, so I will let you go and probably get this video up hopefully today or tomorrow. We'll see.